Delone is a great place to be.
This community is so much bigger than our building.
When I think of Delone, I think of tradition, I think of pride, I think of community, I think of family.
The community at Delone, it's small, but it's a tight-knit community.
Parents have a lot of options. There are a lot of places where students can get an education in this area, but I think the one thing that truly stands out to me about Delone Catholic is the commitment of the faculty. The teachers here will do everything for the students.
It's not just enough for a student to leave here with a diploma. It has to be more than that.
I enjoy coming to a school that allows me to live my faith freely.
People ask us all the time, you pay taxes, why do you send your children there? It's not better than our school district. You know, the school district we're in is really great. I just say it's different. It's spirituality, it's structure, it's discipline, it's accountability.
It's more than just a school. Everyone cares about the well-being of others.
We have the leaders of tomorrow among us.
Whatever they decide to do, this place can and will prepare them for it.
I love Delone Catholic.
I loved my time at Delone, and I just really wanted my kids to have that as well.
I really feel like there's a place for everyone at Delone Catholic.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to J.T. Flaherty Field here in the campus of Delone Catholic High School. Tonight, Coach Corey Zortman's Delone Squires take on longtime Littlestown coach Mike Lippy and his Thunderbolts in a continuation of this backyard rivalry football game. I'm Tony Weaver alongside George Nieder. Bill and Danny Smith are here also on camera and doing all the tech work. Tonight's game brings the Bolts 0-4 against the Squires 1-3. And George, I have to tell the people how Delone got a win. Last week they were supposed to play York Tech. York Tech couldn't play because of certain situations, and Delone got actually a 2-0 forfeit in the district. So that's why they come in at 1-3. But actually, neither team has won here on the field.
Yeah, Tony, very unusual times. This is what we're dealing with. We're seeing how it affects several teams throughout the state and games being canceled. Because of COVID.
We learned at 3 o'clock today that Spring Grove and York High aren't playing. The Biggerville York Catholic game has already been canceled earlier in the week. York Catholic was looking for somebody to play. I don't know if they found anybody or not. But it's the first time I talked to both Coach Lippy and Coach Zortman before the game. Back in the annals, it's the first time Delone or Littlestown came in to play each other with either team not having a win.
Yeah, but still a lot on the line here, Tony. Delone comes into the game, as you said, 1-3, and this will be their second league game. And all their goals are still in front of them. They can still win the league, they can still make district playoffs, and they can win a district title. It's all in front of them. You know, the season to this point, and looking back over the first 3 games, you and I both agreed Delone could have won 2 of those games. We also agreed they did lose to a good Greencastle team, who quite honestly was simply a stronger, deeper team.
Yeah, and even in that Greencastle game, Delone had such long fields because of the kicking game of Greencastle, and Greencastle scored 3 times from 40 yards or less, and Delone outgained Greencastle by 40 yards, you know, total offense. There's some things here for Coach Zortman to look at that they can build on, and tonight's a very crucial game for both teams.
No question. And no question in that Greencastle game, field position was critical. They kept Delone bottled up. The outstanding kicker that they had, and they got 3 and out on defense, and they controlled the game because of that field position. But Delone did show the ability to move the ball, and there were things to build on. Coach Zortman and his staff are looking for even better things tonight to come from this Delone offense.
Yeah, Delone runs the wing tee, and in a wing tee offense, when it's running right, 3 of your backs are going to have good. Now, you have the stats there, and we know that all 3 of these backs have good yards per carry. All picked up, over 170 yards total in 4 games. Some even more than that. So Delone has options if they don't turn the ball over and have penalties.
Well, you're right. Delone quarterback, Ryder Knoll, number 10. He's averaging about 74 yards passing per game. He's thrown for 2 TDs. But you look at these running backs, Tony. You look at Landon Eckert, number 11, 4.7 yards per carry. Colton Keller, 7.1 yards per carry. Dylan Staub, 4.4 yards per carry. They're rushing the ball effectively. Turnovers and penalties have hurt them in many of these games.
Yeah, and they're running the ball for those averages, and nobody has really broken the long run this year. And they still have decent averages, so you can tell, hey, 4 times 3 is 12.
Yeah.
If they don't turn the ball over, they don't get them pre-snap penalties like they get, things can go the other way quick.
But you and I often talk about how hard it is to drive 70 yards in high school football without making a mistake or turning it over.
Well, I was a defensive coordinator here at Delone, also at Hanover for a lot of years, and I always coached the 8-play rule. After 8 plays, if they can do 8, that's not saying you can't have a 13-play drive, but usually in high school football, if you get an 8-play drive and you don't screw up with a penalty or a fumble or something like that, that's why I coached against that. That's the way I called my defenses. Something was going to happen in those 8 plays.
You don't want to give up the big play on defense. Tony, Littlestown is in much the same position as Delone, looking for their first win. They've had some issues with COVID. They've had injuries. And they've had some players, quite frankly, missing. They've turned the ball over. They've had some penalties, just like Delone early on. I went back and looked at the video of that Littlestown North Catholic game, and they moved the ball very effectively.
Yeah, they did, and I talked to Coach Lippy before the game. Me and Mike go back a long way. We're pretty good friends. And he told me, he said, Tony, we're minus 11 or worse in turnover differential. He said, we've been moving the ball. He said, but we've been stubbing our foot. Same thing, Delone. They have a couple more turnovers in Delone, but he said we have stupid penalties, pre-snap penalties.
Yes. So we've got 2 teams tonight looking to amend their ways. They want to execute their offenses and not give up the big play on defense, and again, eliminate those turnovers and those penalties. You throw in the fact that this is Littlestown-Delone, a great rivalry game. That adds to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty good crowd building here right now. We've got about 15, 20 minutes before kickoff, and both sides are getting pretty full. And, that's because it's Littlestown-Delone. There's not a win between them except a forfeit win, and there's still a lot of crowd here. And a lot of that has to do because last year you weren't allowed to do this. You weren't allowed to come out on such a beautiful Friday night and sit in the stands and watch football. Let's go over some of the Littlestown offense here. George, you know a little bit more about him than I do, but quarterback number 14, Xavier Benner, looks like he has a pretty nice throwing arm.
He does, Tony. He's got good size. He's 6'3", 185. He throws a nice ball. He leads this Littlestown offense.
Nate Holt and Curtis Shiflett are going to be the key running backs here. Sometimes they go 1 back, sometimes they go 2. You might even see them slip into an I formation every once in a while.
They've shown that. Yes, they have. Number 20 is Nate Holt, and 23 is Curtis Shiflett.
Looks like the wideout Caleb Unger and Austin Grimes, I'm sorry. They catch a lot of balls, and Delone's going to have to be in their toes because Littlestown likes to come out and hurry up things.
Yes.
They don't huddle. They like to look across to the sideline, get their play, and go. Where Delone, conversely, likes to be on the field.
Very methodical.
They got to get down. They want to keep the other team's offense on the sideline.
Yeah, ball possession, time of possession is critical for Delone's wing T offense. It looks like Justin King Jr. will be the tight end. And from a little bit that we know, it looks like Logan Lanning will be starting at tackle tonight. Krismer, Karushi, Prodzik, and Redding across the front. And Bryce Redding looks to be the leader of that line, both on offense and defense. His play stands out, 6'2", 224, and he runs well, Tony. Delone needs to find him, and they need to block him.
Yeah, because that's what's going to happen is Delone wants to run that ball. And we saw against Greencastle, they weren't having success up the middle, so what they do, they started running their quick pitches, their sweeps, and they started to get a lot of yardage. But then again, like you said, they had 75, 80 yards to go in every drive, and they just couldn't convert. Now, the Delone offense, we're going to see Ryder Knoll in there, and then, of course, the 3 backs that you just mentioned. Landon Eckert's going to be the fullback. The two wing backs, or halfbacks, as they're called in the wing T. Dylan Staub's a senior. Colton Keller's another senior, and they both have, we can move the ball if we don't turn it over and the penalties that really hurt Delone are the pre-snap jumps. Where we have two men in motion at time. The 5 yards that are put on even before the plays ran really, just disrupts your whole timing and play calling for coaches also.
I agree. The split end tonight, I look for Gage Zimmerman, a sophomore, 5'10", 165, to step in at the split end position. Across the front, tackle to tackle, looks like Skovich, Stewart, Giraffa, Timmons, Staub across the front. Same names you're going to see on defense, Tony. Many of these players go both ways.
And Delone does they do throw the ball, like you said. Riders has about 70-some yards a game. His main targets are going to be out of the backfield, probably going to be Staub and Keller coming out of the backfield into the flats and stuff. We don't really have the long passing game, and we haven't. Actually, in the games we saw, and I saw every game that Delone played this year, they have not yet hit a great big play.
Tony, on defense, I'm looking, I think we're going to see Josh Kramer in there, defensive tackle. He's a junior. He's going to see more playing time tonight. 6'4", 325, good size. We'll see what he can do. And we're seeing more of Dominic Giraffa, just a sophomore, 54, helping out at the linebacker position.
He had a nice game against Greencastle. He had a step in there, and we called his name quite a bit, making tackles against the Greencastle team.
Tony, in the secondary, Gage Zimmerman, a sophomore at one corner. Ryder Knoll, a safety. He's a junior. And we're going to see Justin Emick tonight, number 9. He's our kicker, okay, but he's going to man the other corner.
And they're going to have their hands full because the ball's going to be in the air for Littlestown. There's no doubt about that. You're going to see 20, 25 passes tonight unless Coach Lippy thinks he can run the ball, which, that's going to go against what he does because he's been putting the ball up. The stats show 20, 25 times a game.
Tony, just one more time, just to show how effectively they can move the ball against York Catholic. The score of that game's, it's misleading. They passed for 113 yards. They rushed for 128 for a total of 241 yards. They were very effective. They were 6 of 11 on third down. 4 turnovers, Tony. 4 turnovers killed their chances in that game.
Yeah, and to one of the guys I used to coach with here, Coach Denny Frew, beloved coach here at Delone, always said, if you lose a turnover battle, you keep losing the turnover battle, your turnover differential is going to tell you how many losses you have. Yeah, that's how big he made turnovers. I'd like to say hello to Brian Clunk tonight in California. Happy birthday out there, and we know he's watching tonight.
And if Larry Poff is listening in tonight, it's
Larry Poff,
a classmate of ours listening in, I hope so. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Larry.
Marty Clunk's down in Virginia listening. He's a big fan. He was out to Notre Dame the last 2 weekends. He's listening. Got a text from him. So if you know me, I got my phone. If you want to text and tell you're listening, go ahead. Danny's on the doing all the tech work. Bill Smith's on camera tonight. We're missing 2 of our starting lineup here in the booth, but we'll get through it. I don't know. Are you going to PA yet, Danny? Not yet. Okay.
Tony, one of the things we want to look for early is who's going to dominate the line of scrimmage. And we talk often from a Delone perspective, it's important to win on first down running the wing tee.
Yeah, you have to. You don't want to come up in the wing tee 2nd and 9. That's just not going to work. You have to have 2nd and 6 or less. And then the playbook opens up a little bit. You're 2nd and 9, you're going to go to your waggles or your floods, and you don't want to do that.
Tony, in that Greencastle game, Delone got behind in the score, and what we saw was Ryder Knoll, quarterback, throwing a little bit more than what we expected.
Yeah.
That has to help going through the season. He's getting more experience. There's nothing like game experience, and I'm looking for him to get a little more comfortable back there, managing the offense and throwing on the run.
Well, it's just like Coach kept saying, they lost last week's game against Tech, which would have been, I'm not saying it would have been a win, but it at least would have gave a little bit more practice, against live competition. Because Delone's not the only school that's not doing a lot of hitting in practice. They can't because of the size of their, their injuries and stuff like that, the size of their team. So they need that at the game. Now, losing a game like Tech last week, Ryder would have had another game because they didn't play a scrimmage game early in the year. I mean, Coach put on how many chances you get to play on the board when we were down talking to him.
Yeah.
Now, if you lose a chance in your high school career, some of these kids are only going to have a chance to play 15 or 16 games. Well, when we played, we had 2 scrimmages plus 10 games. And one year we had 11.
Well, we're still dealing with a high degree of uncertainty week to week, but we know we got a ball game here tonight.
Yes, sir.
And let's talk about the weather. It should be about. It doesn't get any better than this.
This is probably the nicest night that I did DCBM. We had beautiful nights before, but it might have been a little bit of too cold or a little bit too much humid. But tonight it's beautiful. It's in the high 60s right now. The stands are full. Hardly any wind.
No wind at all to talk about. Okay, so.
But, you know, another thing that's impressed me this year, George, is the experience, or not really experience, but the expertise of the kickers we're seeing. I mean, I was watching a Littlestown kid out here, and Justin Emming's well known. He can hit from 40. The Littlestown kid was putting them through from 40 pretty easy, too. I mean, and last week when we saw Greencastle, I went down to see Susquehannock and New Oxford last week. And both those guys, Coach Wiles from Susquehannock, they tried a 50-yard field goal, and the kid just a yard short.
And we saw York Catholic on tape, Tony, and their kicker's
amazing.
He's amazing. He kicks off and puts the ball 5 yards deep in the end zone. So you're right. We're seeing some great talent from the kicking positions. These kids have a legitimate chance to kick from 35, 40 yards out.
It used to be field goals were a thing, came up every once in a while. Now, it's hard to go through a game without a field goal attempt.
It's a good point, Tony. When you drive the ball down there and you come up 4th and long, you want to come away with something, and these kickers give their offenses a chance to do that, to get some points on the board.
Yeah, and in high school football, the rule, you can try a 37, 38-yard field goal. If you miss it, it's only coming out to the 20. They don't get it. It's not like college and pro where you get it at the spot. The ball comes out to the 20.
Yeah.
So,
Tony,
Delone's getting ready to take the field here, and I think Littlestown's coming out of their locker room also. Coach Lippy's bringing his boys out here.
And Tony, you had a chance to speak to Coach Lippy before the game. I know he's a friend of yours. You've coached against him for years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but good friends off the field, I'm sure. It was good to see him.
Yeah, it was good to see Coach Lippy. Like I said, I grew up with him, played Little League Baseball and Pony League Baseball. Coached against him when I was at Hanover and when I was here at Delone back in 2007. But at Hanover, I got to know him really well. And Coach Dortmund knows him well, too. Coach Dortmund works for the Littlestown School District, so he sees Coach Lippy almost every day. So it's good to have him back here at Delone. Littlestown will be in the white, blue numbers, blue pants. Delone, and they're all black with gold numbers, white trim. Shouldn't have any trouble seeing the numbers tonight.
No, it should. We've had some jerseys that have been difficult to pick the numbers out, that's for sure.
Delone band out here in front of us getting ready to play the national anthem in the school alma mater. I guess we're going to give it over to the loudspeaker here shortly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Squire Country. Delone Catholic High would like to welcome you to J.T. Flaherty Field for this interscholastic contest between the Littlestown Thunderbolts and your Delone Catholic Squires. The York Adams Interscholastic Athletic Association and Delone Catholic are emphasizing good sportsmanship from its coaches, players, and fans. This contest is being played for the benefit of the student athletes of these schools. No handheld signs and/or banners or noisemakers are permitted. Any spectator by their actions or behavior interfering with this contest will be removed from the stadium. Regardless of the outcome of today's game, we ask that all spectators consider the time and effort that each of these young participants have put forth to represent their school. The purpose of this activity is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth for the participants, officials, and spectators. We ask that you assist in the promotion and achievement of good sportsmanship by taking personal responsibility in keeping this contest at a higher level of fair, clean, and wholesome competition. The starting lineups tonight are being sponsored by Ghetto Inc. Ghetto is your single source contact for electrical, automation, fire, security, and data communication needs. Now with an office in Hanover for your convenience, the Delone Catholic Athletic Association appreciates their support again this season. And now the starting lineup for the visiting Thunderbolts. At quarterback, number 14, Xavier Benner. At wide receiver, number 18, Caleb Unger. At wide receiver, number 19, Austin Grams. At running back, number 20, Nate Holt. At running back, number 23, Curtis Shiflett. At offensive line, number 59, Bryce Redding. At offensive line, number 66, Jeffrey Prodzik. Offensive line, number 71, Tommy Carucci. Offensive line, number 73, Logan Lanning. Offensive line, number 79, Aiden Krismer. And at tight end, number 82, Justin King. And now for your Delone Catholic Squires. At corner, number 9, Justin Amy. At safety, number 10, Ryder Knoll. At corner, number 11, Landon Eckert. At outside linebacker, the captain, number 13, Colton Keller. At outside linebacker, number 15, Braden Spielman. At corner, number 19, Gage Zimmerman. At defensive back, number 34, Dylan Staub. At defensive end, number 75, Trent Giraffa. At defensive end, number 76, Alex Timmons. At tackle, number 78, Josh Kramer. And at the other tackle, number 79, Sam Skovich. Referee Shane Gemmel, umpire Dan Wolf, lineman Jeff Wilson, line judge Brian Scheffliger, and back judge Tim Kuhn. Could everyone please stand for a prayer? Direct, O Lord, all our actions by your holy inspiration, and carry them on by your gracious assistance, so that every word and work of ours may always begin in you and through you, be happily ended through Christ our Lord. Amen. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem and singing of our alma mater by Jocelyn Meyer and the Squire Marching Band.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed from the twilight last spring? Whose broad stripes and bright stars fill the path of the sky, o'er the heavens we watch, so
first quarter. Proudly serving families in McSherrystown, Hanover, and surrounding areas. They pride themselves on providing unparalleled service with the tradition of affordable excellence. Thanks to them for promoting Delone.
Got it. Here we are. Delone's going to receive. They're going to go towards the school. That's going to be towards the east. Littlestown will kick off towards the Moose, which is west. I don't think the cars have to worry like they did against Greencastle.
Maybe, I don't know that we'll see a ball up on the
school roof. And
school
then we
roof.
had a car alarm go off out here in 6th Street when the Greencastle kicker kicks an extra point. Number 32 for Littlestown, Zion Herr is going to do the kicking. Back deep for the Squires. Let's see, is number 13, Colton Keller, and looks like number 19, Gage Zimmerman back there too. They're both about the 10-yard line. Squires employ a 5-2-2 set.
Well, we talked about field position, Tony. Let's see how we start the game.
Kicks a short kick coming up to Keller. He got it about the 20, 25, 30, 35, up close to the 40, giving up to the 38, where Delone will go 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Good middle return, Tony. Catches it with momentum going forward. Good field position for Delone.
Going to mark it at the 37, 1st and 10. Ryder Knoll in there. Double wing set. We saw quite a lot of this against Greencastle. Motion across by Keller. Give to Eckert. Eckert's loose. He's up over the 45 to about the 47. Going to be awful close to that first down.
Well, good blocking on that right side, Tony. And Eckert's the fullback. They're trying to get him established early in the swing tee.
Marked it back at the 46, a yard short. Looks like number 4 is going in with a play. Looks like Hicks is going to play a little offense anyway. 2nd down and 1. Double wing set. Dylan Staub comes across. He's going to get a handoff. Eckert gets the handoff, but he's met at the 45 and going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Tried the same play to the other side. They're going to mark it at the 45, 3rd down and 2.
Tony Nate Holt and also Bryce Redding there really defending that play well. Redding was one of the
plays. We said that about Bryce Redding early.
Yeah, we said they got to get a hat on him, find him and get a hat on him. He had great penetration and blew it up.
Jack Skovich into the game now, number 33. Single set again. Hand off to Keller. He has the first down. He's up over the 50 to about the 49-yard line. See where they mark him? They're going to mark him at, wow, right at midfield. I'm not sure about these marks right off the bat, but that's still a first down right at midfield. Two minutes gone here in the first quarter. Squires have the ball right at midfield. No up under center. Staub in motion. Pitch to Staub. Has to cut it back up. Gets to midfield. Gets maybe 3. Call it 2. 2nd down and 8.
Good containment on this side of the Bolt defense, Tony, making that runner cut back inside.
Yeah, turned it right back into the big number 59 Redding.
Yes.
Give him 2 on that 2nd and 8.
Tony, I see where they moved Bryce Redding around a little bit, and he was on this side. Now he's on the other side of the defensive line.
Sometimes he's in at tackle, sometimes he's out at end also.
Yes.
Knoll back, a little bit of pressure. He looks down the field, he throws. It's picked off by Littlestown player, and he's down to the 30-yard line. Thunderbolts had everybody in the area there, and Ryder tried to thread it in there, and it got picked off. Let me see if we got the number.
That interception was by number 18, Caleb
Unger.
Caleb Unger,
number 18, made that pick off. So Littlestown stops the Delone drive and takes over at the Delone 30-yard line.
Tony, Littlestown with some real good pressure. The quarterback for Delone sidestepped the pressure, but didn't see that defender and got rid of the ball. Just didn't have a chance to really survey the field the way he wanted to.
2 backs behind the quarterback. He hands off up the middle, but he's met right away by the Delone front. Number 11, Eckert, with the Eckert made the initial hit, but there was a lot of other Squires in there. Second down, 10.
Trent Giraffe in there, number 75, leading the charge.
Littlestown came out with 2 backs and 3 wideouts that time. Same set here, 2 wideouts here to the right, 1 to the left. I formation alongside of the quarterback. Going back to throw, looking downfield, a little bit of pressure. You got a man wide open out here, down inside the 10. Breaks the tackle at the 10, knocked out at the 8-yard line. That was Holt, number 20, coming out of the backfield, second man bout.
Came out of the backfield and ran a crossing pattern. The quarterback rolling out to his right, finding some time, eluding the defenders, finding his receiver and putting the ball in the numbers.
They've got to mark it at the 8-yard line, first and goal now for Littlestown.
This is what we talked about, Tony. Littlestown has shown the ability to move the ball.
Single back this time. Shotgun, there's a handoff to number 23. He's going to get down to maybe the 6-yard line. Shiflett. They're going to mark him at the 6, second and goal at the 6-yard line.
Pretty well defended by Delone.
Second and 6.
Second down, 6 for Delone. Okay. I was told I would have to talk louder. They can't hear me. That's a first. Shiflett again carries the ball. He's not going to get there. And they're going to mark him awful close, probably down around the 1-yard line.
Brought down by a host of Squires.
Third and goal at the 2.
Third and goal at the 1.
At the 1. It's like they can't.
Well, they've got 2 downs here, Tony. Hard to say what to do, but I would bet they're going to try to pound
down
it.
territory. I don't think they're going to. I don't think Coach Lippy will kick the field goal now. We're down to 6:49 here in the first quarter. Littlestown has the ball. 2-yard line, 2 backs behind the quarterbacks. He hands off, and I think he's going to be into the end zone. Yes, he does. I think that was Nate Holt got into the end zone to make it 6-0 Littlestown early here in the first half.
Well, we talk about turnovers. And there's the first one of the game, and Littlestown capitalizes on a nice drive.
Let's see who they're going to. The extra point kicker is going to be 32 here, and that's Zion Herr. He will attempt the extra point. 6-0 Littlestown. 6:36 left here in the first quarter. There's a snap. It's down. It's up. Looks good, and it is good. 7-0 Littlestown as they come back up the field here.
6:36 remaining in the quarter. Littlestown 7, Delone Catholic 0.
Nothing Littlestown as Delone will take over now.
Well, let's see how Delone responds.
Yeah,
not to start.
Had a nice drive going there until they got stopped. 2nd and 8, interception.
Side of the field for all your Squire gear.
What ought to worry the Delone coaches was the ease that Littlestown took that ball 30 yards. I mean, they.
Yeah, the big play being the crossing pattern, rolling out. Looked like that back came through the line of scrimmage, came across the middle. He found him in stride.
It's a little deceiving the way they're lined up there in the I formation, but they're right beside the quarterback.
They're going to have to find that back out of the backfield. It's going to be a long night.
Squires still about the 8-yard line. They're lined up for this kick. On the ground this time. Bounces to Artem Ricart. He gets to about the 31-yard line.
Artem Ricart on the return for the Squires. Brought down by 54, Wyatt Stone.
See where they mark this ball. I think they're going to mark it right about the 31-yard line. And Delone takes over again with relatively good field position. Ryder Knoll has the play and takes it in. Delone down 7-0. Big crowd here starting to form at Delone. Double wing set. Keller in motion. Give to Eckert. Finds a little bit of room outside. Cuts it back in. Up over the 40.
Eckert on the carry for the Squires and up for a first down.
Up to the 43-yard line and a first down. I'm not going to say first down. I see where the refs mark it, but
Tony, looked like that play was designed to go off tackle. It looked like it was stuffed. Good running, kicking it outside, picking up a first down.
Yeah, Eckert made a nice move to his left, found a little bit of a hole and got 11 yards out of that. Halfback back in the backfield this time. Here comes a sweep. Big hole. Squire breaks into the clear. Number 34, that's Dylan Staub. They're going to mark him back at the 31-yard line.
Tony hit the
22-yard run.
Hit the hole quick, made someone miss, and a saving tackle by someone in the secondary for Littlestown.
Squires up to the line again. They're going to heavy set. Give it to Keller. Keller breaks it outside. He gets about 7 or 8 yards before he stopped, and there's a late flag on the field here. See what the flag's about. Preliminary signal sideline against Littlestown. That's their first warning.
Tony, looked like Alex Timmons had a really good kick-out block there. Cut up off that block and got really good yardage.
Second and 3, give him 7 yards on that play. And Delone's found now keeping another back in the backfield. Give up the middle to Eckert.
Well, we got a push going.
They're going to allow that, marking him at the 20-yard line, first down. Squires pick up another first down. Tatum Nix going in with the play.
Elijah Staub and Alex Timmons pushing him forward for extra yardage.
Squires hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Wing T set this time. 2 in the backfield. Knoll has it. There's a sweep. Nice cut up by, again, Dylan Staub. Ran into his own man there. He got 15 yards.
Tony, you called it. Looks like Delone found something with the 2-back set.
Yeah, they brought the back out from the wing, and that's going to screw up the keys Littlestown has. Dylan Staub for 15 more. That's 37 in this drive for him. Delone first and goal at the 5-yard line. 4:15 left here in the first quarter. Delone goes back to the double wing set here. Eckert's going to take it outside. It looks like he's going to walk into the end zone from 5 yards out. Landon, that was supposed to go up the middle, but he found the wing.
Kicked it. It's interesting, Tony. It was designed to go off tackle. He broke it outside. It was a race to the end zone, and he won it. Great response by Delone, marching down the field and answering.
And now number 9 will try to, Justin Emig will try to tie this game up. Danny, turn me up a little. Snaps down, kicks up. It looks good, and it is good. 7-7. Delone will have to come back here and kick it off and see if they have an answer for Littlestown's offense.
Well, here we go. That's the kind of response you want to see.
Littlestown 7.
Yeah, that touchdown by Littlestown might have woke Delone up a little bit because they looked a lot crisper in that drive than they did the first time.
Yeah, I want to go back to what we talked about just briefly there, Tony. The double wings versus the two-back set. Delone looked much more effective in the two-back sets. You're wondering what those keys are for the Littlestown defense.
Well, the key in a two-back set, the corner's going to have to walk it off, and the outside backer is going to have to. He don't have the responsibility of the wing, so they're running opposite that. They're bringing their back. It's a two-back set, but actually it's a fullback, halfback set. It's not like they're split backs.
Yep.
It's a regular wing T set with one wing.
Let's see who's deep here for Littlestown.
Littlestown has a 6-3-2 set. Deep is number, is that 32 back there? Zine Her. And on the other side, it looks like Shiflett, but I can't be positive that, is that 23 over there?
It is.
Nate Holt, Zine Her, back deep.
Yep.
They got it at Holt. I thought it was Shiflett, but Emig approaches the ball and kicks it. It's a high end over end kick. Driving Her back to the 5. He takes it there. Brings it up to about the 20. Finds a little seam outside. Makes it up to about the 30, and then he's rocketed out of bounds. It's going to call it the 29-yard line. Right at the 30.
Pretty good return, Tony. He made two guys miss that probably should have made that tackle, picking up an additional 10 yards.
Yeah, the guys that should have had the tackle lost their angle on the kick there. Right at the 30. Now, unlike the last time, it's their own 30, not the Delone 30. Littlestown comes out. Benner, their quarterback. Now he has backs on either side of him. Holt and Shiflett. Give the Shiflett up the middle. He's going to get maybe 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down there by number 78 for the Squires. Josh Kramer in there along with Skovich.
Pretty good penetration by Delone front there.
Give him 3 yards on that, 2nd and 7. 3:30 left here in the first quarter. 7-7 tie here at JT Flaherty Field.
Three receivers wide.
Split backfield. Double wide out. Here comes motion. Shiflett gives it up the middle of the fullback. And he's going to get up over the 35 to about the 36, 37. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 3. That was Holt carrying the ball. They're going to mark it at the 36. Let's call it 2nd and 3rd and 4. Big play for the Delone defense to try to get off the field here.
Juan Stewart in there on the defensive line, number 64, coming in.
Coach Zortman trying to get some other players in there to give some guys some rest. Shotgun again. All over the field, Littlestown this time. Wide outs all over the place. Fake up the middle. Shiflett's going to throw. He has a man out there. He has Holt again. 1st down. See where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the Littlestown 49-yard line. Almost exactly the same play. This time Holt took it to the flat instead of coming across the middle.
Delone's having some trouble picking up that back out of the backfield. The quarterback's doing a really nice job. Xavier Benner finding him, waiting for him to make his cut. Again, delivering the ball right on the money.
Not really under any pressure either. He had plenty of time to find him and throw that ball.
Well, on the films, it looked like he did most of his throwing by when he was rolling out, Tony, as opposed to sitting in the pocket.
Now he's up under center here for the first time tonight. Takes the ball, gives it the up back, and the up back's met right away by a host of Squires. And let's see who made the initial hit. 64, Juan Stewart.
Juan Stewart
made the initial hit.
Came in the game from his defensive tackle position.
Well, he looked like he knew the play that time.
Well, he came off the ball really quick, Tony. Got penetration in that gap.
He was helped by a couple of his friends there in the defensive line, but Stewart made the initial hit.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, 1:20 left here in the first quarter. 7-7. Shotgun motion across the backside. Give to the back. He finds no room again. Delone bottles that up. Going to be 3rd and 10.
Off the right side for the Squires. First hit by number 15, Braden Spielman.
Spillman and number 11, Eckert, and number 76 is in there too.
Alex Timmons did a good job of maintaining containment, Tony, and that was the key to the play. And then we had the rest of the defense coming to the ball.
3rd and 9. Let's see what Coach Lippy dials up here.
That running back just couldn't get to the corner.
Single back, double slot for Littlestown this time. A little bit of a blitz. Pass over the middle. It's caught, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 2.
Better pass is complete.
Let's see what Coach Lippy does.
Tony, good job. Good job by Xavier Benner finding his man and delivering a ball right where his receiver could catch it.
Yeah, and only he could catch it.
Yes.
And Delone defensive back made a nice hit. That's going to be the end of the first quarter with the score. Delone 7, Littlestown 7. They're going to bring up a 4th down and 2 for Littlestown when we return here in the second quarter. At halftime, we'll turn it over to Bill Smith here. He's going to give you some things that are going on here at Delone Catholic and some other things that Danny will run for you. This is our game tonight. Next week, Delone's supposed to play Biggerville up at Biggerville. We'll be back here in 2 weeks for homecoming against the Bermudian Springs here at Delone on October the 8th. And so they reset the chains there, it looks like.
Well, the scoreboard says 3, but from where we are, it looks like it's 2 yards.
Yeah, it's 2 yards, and they've just moved the ball back to make it 2 yards.
You got a quarterback for Littlestown that looks like he's finding his rhythm and looks very comfortable, Tony, either rolling out or standing in that pocket, finding his receivers.
Well, Dave Staub, the defensive coordinator for Delone, dialed up a blitz that time. They blitzed the middle linebacker, and he couldn't get there. Almost did, but like you said, Benner showed good poise just standing there and delivering the ball.
Well, he's got good size. As we said before, he's 6'3", so he can see real well.
Okay, here we go. 4th down and 2 yards to go.
4th down, Littlestown at the 43-yard line.
Littlestown goes with a slot with a tight end this time. 2 backs in the backfield. Rolls out. He's under a little bit of pressure. Throws down the field. It's complete again to about the 32-yard line. Plenty of time to throw, and he got it off there. Actually, I think he probably could have ran for the first down.
It would have been close. I thought the same thing, Tony, but the key to the play was the good protection that he had. We had nobody in his face. He had time to pick out his receiver, and again, delivering the ball on the money, well executed by the Littlestown quarterback.
So Littlestown has driven the ball 37 yards here, picked up their 3rd first down on this drive. 11:30 left in the second quarter. Littlestown has the ball at the 33-yard line at Delone Catholic. Handoff. Nowhere to go in that handoff. Spielman, the first one there. Cleaned up by Dylan Staub.
Well, Braden Spielman from his inside linebacker position was all over that play, read his keys well, and met that ball carrier at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and 10.
Littlestown actually taking their time in the huddle this time. They're not, going right up to the line. They're getting their plays, and quarterback's coming in and running what's given to him. There's a wide out to the left, 2 wide outs to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Back to throw. Again, he has a little bit of time, throws it downfield, and all they're doing is going down and hooking up. And he's just delivering the ball, and that's going to be 3rd and 1. I don't know if they got the first down.
Brought down immediately by Justin Amy.
And it is going to be 3rd and about 1, and that's what I watched the receivers that time. They're just going down and hooking up with the sticks.
Yeah. He's getting out there on the corner. He's putting so much pressure on the secondary because he's got all day. And again, I think he could have ran that ball if he chose to do so.
He had a lot of room there to the right side. Same set this time that they had employed the last time. 3rd down and 1. Motion across the backfield. Turns and gives to the up back, and he's going to have the first down to about the 21-yard line. That was Holt. and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Littlestown at the 21-yard line of the Squires.
Pretty well defended by Delone, but enough of a push by that Littlestown offensive line to get that first down.
Actually, they're going to mark it at the 22, first and 10.
22-yard line.
Come one of these long drives. Littlestown seems to be in love with this set now. The slot to the right, wide out here to the left. Give to the up back Holt, and he's not going anywhere. Number 77 made that tackle.
Holt brought down immediately by number 77, Elijah.
Well, they're keeping him honest in the middle, but Delone's controlling the middle, that's for sure.
Yeah, Elijah stalled that time in. Scovich is in there, Stewart's in there. And number 75 for the Squires is in there.
But Delone has to find a way to keep this quarterback in the pocket and get some pressure on him when he rolls out. That's been hurting this Delone defense.
And this time they bring their slot to their left side, wide out to the right side. The two backs are to the right of the quarterback. He gets the ball, gives it up the middle. Again, no room up the middle. Let's see who's on him there first for Delone. Spillman again brings up a 3rd and long. See where they mark him. They mark him at the 21.
Spillman and Juan Stewart again in on that tackle.
3rd and 9. Yeah, Stewart's doing a heck of a job in there.
He's come in. He's playing big from his defensive tackle position.
3rd down and 9, it says on the board here. Clock running. Coach taking a lot of time getting this play in.
Now, they've been effective getting that back through the line of scrimmage, getting out to the flat or on the crossing pattern. We'll see what Coach Lippy dials up here.
Well, they got 4 receivers actually, if you count the backs to that side. There's a run. He's just going to hook up again. He's going to run it this time, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 20. Oh, we're going to have a late hit, I think. I hate when that's called on the sideline where it happens. 3rd down, let's see what it is here.
Yeah, there's no way you or I could tell if he was out of bounds from there.
It's going to be 4th down. We don't have to find out what the penalty is. Delone's marking back, so apparently it's going to be a late hit or an out-of-bounds hit on the Squires. We could not see it from up here, so. Personal foul against Delone. So they're going to call the late hit from the probably see if they mark it at the 10. And they do. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. That's where Littlestown's going to take over. So that time the quarterback did run. So their coaches saw the same thing we saw up here. I think that was a planned run also. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. 7:35 left here before half. In a quick moving first half here at JT Flaherty Field. 2 tights this time. Give up the middle. A little bit of room.
It's rough going in that middle, Tony.
It's rough going. You got 2 yards. I'll give him 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
Brought down by Braden Spielman.
Spielman again in the tackle. Was that Shiflett there running 23?
I believe it was. Braden Spielman from his linebacker position is meeting that ball carrier almost at the line of scrimmage.
This drive's keeping the Delone offense off the field.
It is.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts left. Remember, Littlestown gets the ball to start the second half. 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Up the middle, number 20. He got to the 5, maybe a little bit inside the 5. That's Holt. 3rd down and 4.
Tony Nate Holt hit that hole really quick and moved that pile forward. Really good run. Tough run.
Refs marked it back at the 5, so it's 3rd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Brings up 3rd and goal at the 5.
See, I don't know if this hurts or helps their throwing game because you really can't hook up too much.
Yeah, but I look for the quarterback to try to get on the edge and make something happen. We'll see if he rolls out here.
He's getting to the edge way too easy. Well, first of all, their tight end here is covered. Give up the middle. Delone stops him.
Well, Coach Lippy knew he had 2 downs.
And let's see where they mark it. It's either the 1 or the 2.
So it'll be 4th and 1.
Short gain on the play.
Fourth down.
4th and goal at the 1.
Looks like a half a yard from here, Tony.
Yeah, they look awful close.
I wonder if they'll sneak it.
Quarterback Shiflett's up under the center here. Gives it a halfback. He looks like he walked it in. He did. Touchdown, Littlestown, 13-7. That was a 70-yard drive in a lot of plays. No mistakes except 2 by Delone.
Well, Landon Eckert shot the gap, had a shot at him, but couldn't get a hold of him. Touchdown, Littlestown.
I think that was Holt that took it in from there, 13-7. Number 32 will try to make it a 7-point lead, Zion Herr. There's a snap. It's a high snap. Ball's down. That's no good, I don't think. No, it's no good. Way to the... It might have been partially blocked. I'm not sure.
But I think you're right, Tony. I think the snap really affected the timing of the play.
So Delone's going to have to answer here. 13-7. And like we said, Littlestown gets the ball coming out here at the second half.
Well, it looks like Delone's defense is pretty effective against that run, Tony, but they've got to find some answers for the rollout pass. There's very little
Well,
containment.
first of all, we got to keep him in the pocket. You
Yes.
can't let him get to the corner like that, and that's going to be addressed, I'm sure, by the Squires here shortly.
And the receivers are going down and turning around. They're finding an open space and making themselves look big. He's delivering the ball really well.
Yeah, most of the patterns are just 10-yard hookups.
Well, we talk about field position. Let's see what kind of return Delone can get here.
Delone has 5:25 left and all 3 timeouts remaining to try to get back and answer the Littlestown has 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns.
One of the things you want to watch here is he squib kicked that last time. You don't want that to bounce off one of your linemen up front.
Well, Delone spreads out when they...
There they go.
Back deep are Keller and Zimmerman for the Squires. Herr hit it on the ground last time. Puts it up a little higher this time. Gets by. Picked up at the 15 to the 20. Little bit of room up to the 27-yard line, 28-yard line.
Well, not fielded cleanly, and that hurt a little bit. That hurt the timing of the return.
Got it up to the 28-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10 for Delone.
Well, Littlestown very effective with their execution on offense. Let's see if Delone can answer.
That was a new play they were working on, bringing it to the other side, and it didn't work.
Well, that's Bryce Redding running him down. We talked about him. We saw on films, Tony, he can run sideline to sideline really well. He finds the ball, and he arrives in a nasty mood.
Delone actually went away from their strength that time, the strength of their line, and came to the short side, and Littlestown was ready for it. 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, they move him around, Tony. He's lining up a tackle right now. We've seen him at defensive end, too.
Single back for Delone, double wing. Motion across Dillon. Option. Pitch out to Dylan Staub. He has a little bit of room out there. Makes it a makeable 3rd down, about 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6.
Pretty good execution on the option play.
Actually didn't get as much as I thought. 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Squires.
When Ryder Newell runs that option, he has to stay closer to the line of scrimmage and attack that end.
He's bowing too deeply into the backfield.
In my opinion, yes. He's bowing too deep in the backfield, and one guy can cover both people.
Right, I agree with that.
Motion across.
He's got protection.
Completion out here to Staub, and it's going to be awful close to the 1st down. I don't know if he's going to have it.
I think he's going to be a half yard short.
It's going to be close.
Depends on the mark. Oh, Tony, they're moving it back a little bit.
They gave him the 1st down, though.
Yeah,
I thought they moved it back a half a yard, too, but they gave him the 1st down. Nice throw that time by Noel. You know, he had a man open in the middle, too, but he got it to Staub here in the flat.
Yeah.
Keeps the drive alive.
I think that's his first read, Tony.
Yeah, he went with his first read.
Right. Well, they dug themselves out of that 1st down hole, so let's see if they can keep this drive moving with 3:24 left.
Inside counter. Little bit of room out here. over the 50, down to the 45. And that's where they're going to mark him out at the 45-yard line. 17-yard run by Keller.
Tony, Camden Rankin, the linebacker, number 4, was in the hole. He just missed the tackle. And once he missed the tackle, it really opened up.
It'll be first down, Squires at the 45-yard line.
Squires have a little bit of a drive going here. 3:14, clock not running, out of bounds. 2 men in motion. There's one of those penalties that we can't have.
Stall on the carry. Flag on the play.
That's going to move the ball back to the 50-yard line in a pre-snap penalty, which Coach Ortman talked about before the game.
I think Colton Keller knew something was wrong there. He slapped his helmet. But Tony, those are the mistakes that hurt you. Now we're first and 15.
Motion on the Squires.
No time to panic, though.
It'll be first
plenty
and
of time.
15 at the 50-yard line.
That was going to be a counter play, which Delone very heavy to the left side this time. Quick pitch to Staub. Staub looking for a hole. Gets the yardage back in the penalty and looks like he got maybe 5 more after that. Big night for Dylan Staub, giving 10 yards on that carry, brings up a 2nd and 5.
Tony, I didn't see a flag, did you? I didn't see one.
No, I didn't see a flag.
I saw number 19, Gage Zimmerman, out there making a key block out there for him to get the corner and get that yardage.
Yeah, they call that an Army set. They have the tight end and wide out on the same side, so. Give to Eckert. Finds a little bit of a hole, but it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 or 3. Looked like somebody had his ankle and he couldn't get loose.
Yeah, interesting play there, Tony. The motion man comes across and then actually cuts up through the hole as the lead blocker.
Yeah.
3rd and 3 for the Squires.
2:16 clock running.
Well, Coach
Squires
Ortman
have a 3rd down 3.
Coach Ortman knows he's got 2 downs to pick this first down up.
Very heavy here to the right side this time. Motion across. Give to Eckert. He's got the first down, gets a little bit of room, gets pushed ahead to about the 31-yard line.
Up the middle for the Squires and up for a first down.
First down at the 31.
Some good inside running with some quick feet there, Tony. Inside the guards.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a lot there when it first started, but
he made the most of it.
Delone still has 3 timeouts left. Coach Dortmund opting not to use any yet. Staub in motion. Knoll back. Has a man deep if he wants him. Knoll's going to run it. He's got maybe 2 or 3 yards before being brought down.
That's a pretty good decision, Tony.
Yeah, it was a good decision.
I don't think he really had anybody open that he could get the ball to. It was good to see him pull it down and run.
After his first read wasn't there, he did exactly what he should have done.
Right.
Pulled it down, got what he could.
Yeah, now we call
live another day. They got a timeout with 1:21 left, and it's 2nd down and a proud 8.
Yep. Well, this is a quick
I think he initially had a man open, but he didn't see him. And not a lot of possessions in this game. This is only their 3rd possession. Littlestown only had 2.
Yeah. And they made the most of their 2 with 2 very effective and impressive drives.
Association and Notre Dame Club of Gettysburg. $5 donation. First prize $500. Second prize $250. Third prize $100. Drawing will be Friday, October 8th. Tickets are available down by the concession stand.
We got 2nd and 8 here, it says. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, 2nd and 8. 2 timeouts left. Ball on the 29-yard line.
We'll see how Littlestown defense plays it too, if they bring any linebackers, any heat.
Well, they're playing a 2 deep safety right now. We got a man in a shotgun now. We got motion against the Squires, another pre-snap penalty.
Flag on the play.
Gonna bring up a 2nd down and 13. And Coach Zortman's fears have come to light again with these pre-snap penalties. They don't even get the play off.
be 2nd and 13 for the Squires at the 34-yard line.
Well, it looked like Littlestown had 7 men on the line of scrimmage there at that play, Tony, and they were coming with some pressure. We'll see how they play it here. If they play it a little bit looser, 2nd and 13.
Yeah, they're in a 4-4, but with 2 deep safeties and an outside linebacker here. Delone again in the shotgun. At the throw, he has a man out there. He get it to Eckert. Eckert has it. He's free down to the 20. Spins off to the 15, the 10, the 5. What a run by Landon Eckert after he caught that pass. Touchdown, Squires.
That's a tough run, Tony. I don't know. I think he broke about 4 or 5 tackles. He wanted the end zone. He wanted the end zone, and he would not be denied.
My call didn't do that justice because he caught the ball, had the first down, and just fought down the sideline.
Well, first of all, let's give our quarterback, Ryder Knoll, really good compliment here on finding him in somewhat of a crowd, delivering the ball well. It looked like Littlestown had him surrounded with defenders, but he would not be denied.
And here we go. Emig to give the Squires the lead. It's a good snap. The kick is up. It looks good. It is good, and the Squires have a 14-13 lead with 1:09 left here, and they got to give the ball back to Littlestown. Littlestown gets it coming out. So
that's why that's a big drive. They have to kick off to Littlestown to start the second half. They answered their touchdown. They drive the length of the field to take a 14-13 lead. Okay, that's going to do it. You know, they overcame some penalties in that process also.
Yeah, they did.
They got behind in the chains.
Two pre-snap penalties, and they still overcame them. And you're right about Ryder Knoll. He ruled out he was under a little bit of pressure, found that Landon Eckert out there. Eckert made a nice catch because the ball wasn't exactly on the money between the 1 and 1. Yeah. He had to reach down and get it, but then made one heck of a run down the right sideline.
Made a great catch, made a really good catch, and even made a better run.
Yeah. So the Squires have a 1-point lead, but Littlestown has a chance here. They have all 3 timeouts left, and a quarterback that we know can hit that 10-yard
out pattern or button hook.
Well, that's what they are. They're all button hooking up there.
80 in the kick for the Squires.
Back deep, let's see, is Holt and number 32, Herr.
Nate Holt and Zion Herr back deep for the Bolts.
The flag's just hanging limp, so there's no wind made anywhere here tonight. Beautiful night out here. Justin Emig will kick it off. Emig approaches the ball. He booms this one, high end over end kick. Coming down to the 5 to Holt. Holt at the 10, 20. Breaks it up over, a little bit of room. He gets out at the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. 31-yard return by Holt.
Nice return. And you can see some of that speed getting to the corner.
It'll be 1st and 10 Bolts at the 37-yard
58 seconds left. Delone really did keep in their lanes. It's just that he outran them to the side.
Yeah.
He couldn't find any bubble up the middle, but pretty decent field position at the 37-yard line of the Bolts. They have the ball with 58 seconds and all 3 timeouts left. And they're going to bring Shiflett up under the center here. I formation behind Shiflett. Gives the ball, but Delone's right there. That's Elijah Staub, I think, 79. Is that who that is?
Sam Skovich.
Oh, Sam Skovich. I'm sorry. Sam Skovich with a great play.
Beating him in the backfield, Tony, for a 2-yard loss.
Don't look like Coach Lippy's going to call a timeout here just yet. And Delone's not going to call a timeout either.
Well, that's what you do if you're Littlestown. You run a play on 1st down and see if you pick anything up, and then that's going to dictate how you're going to call out the rest of the half. Looks like they're going to sit on it.
You know, it sort of shocked me when I saw the quarterback up under the center there. You know, I thought he'd be in the shotgun like he was most of the half, but 20 seconds clock running, and he's up under center again. Give the full halfback again, but again, he's knocked down by
Skovich.
Skovich again.
Shot the gap, Tony. Got great penetration in the backfield, and we're going to go to half.
Littlestown's going to go to half, down 1, 14-13. The Squires lead. It is halftime here at JT Flaherty Field. George and I are going to step aside. I'm going to give it over to Danny and Bill here, and we'll be back for the second half shortly. 14-13 here at JT Flaherty Field.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, George. This is Bill Smith. First, we're going to go to a slideshow for celebrating all of our senior fall activities participants, our athletes, our band members, our cheerleaders. So we're going to go to that, and I'll come back with some news from school. Hi, welcome back to halftime here at Delone and Littlestown's football game here. I'm just going to go over some events coming up for Delone this coming several weeks. This Sunday is National Priesthood Day, and we'd like to thank and celebrate at Delone that we're blessed to have our chaplain, Reverend Samuel Miller, as well as all of the priests of the deanery, Father Philip Barger, Father Keith Carroll, Father Joseph Gutwalk, Father Benny Jose, Father Aaron Lynch, Monsignor James Lyons, Reverend Richard Lyons, Father Lawrence O'Neill, Father Tony Miller, Father Daniel Mitzel, Father Ignacio Palomino, Father Michael Reed, Father Michael Rothan, and Father Dwight Shaline, who is a 2000 graduate from Delone Catholic. In 2 weeks, we're going to have homecoming here at the field for the football game, as well as other activities throughout the week leading up, and a dance on the following night, October 9th. We're going to have also an open house, Fall in Love with Delone Catholic open house. There are dozens of reasons why students and parents have fallen in love with Delone Catholic High School. Come and see what there is for your student to love about Delone Catholic. There's a scholarship competition for 8th grade students as well. Transfer students can take advantage of up to $3,000 with our transfer tuition grant. Teachers, administrators, coaches, activity moderators, student ambassadors, and parent ambassadors will be available for tours and questions. And on the website or on the Squire Wire, you can register to come out and get started with the all the activities we're going to have that day. We have a new flyer for Squire wear, Squire merchandise. So we're now accepting new orders for our new Squire merch. We've got something for everyone, including home decor items, hats, clothing, and even scrunchies. I'm looking at a bucket hat myself. But don't wait, the order deadline is September 30th, so it's coming up this week. Orders will be available in the main office approximately 8 weeks after order deadline. We also, anybody who might still be at the field for the game, we are selling merchandise down at the table between the concession stand and the scoreboard as well. There are Squire VIP Shadow Days coming up. I know this week, I think we have St. Francis and St. Teresa's of Calcutta, and there might be another one that might be coming this week as well. We had St. Joseph's come in with their, mostly 8th graders coming in this week. And it's always a good time to see the youngsters and talk about who went where and who knows whom. I know I asked a couple of the kids from St. Joe's this week how they like their new principal, Mr. Staub, and they said I think the main thing that somebody said was, yeah, he's cool. I mean, it wasn't overwhelming, but it was certainly positive. And I believe that's all I'm going to. Oh, there's also one thing that we want to stress. We are going to have a blood drive on October 5th here at Delone. There's a critical need for blood right now. Can you sign up to be a blood donor? Delone Catholic School is hosting a blood drive on Tuesday, October 5th in the gym. Save a life, give blood. There's also a place to register in the website and the Squire Wire. So we'll also, remember with homecoming, we'll also be celebrating several classes as they reach milestones, especially the class of 71 for their 50th reunion. Others that aren't mentioned here will also be on. We're also going to have, there are also Delone Catholic Athletic Association season passes now on sale. The Delone Catholic Athletic Association is once again selling season passes for athletic events. Gold passes provide access to all regular season home games for all fall, winter, and spring sports. And there are price listings. There are also black passes, provide access to all regular season home games for the fall season only. And depending on if we have students or family, we have, for the gold passes, $35 for one adult, $35 for one student, $65 for one adult, $45 for one senior over 55. We're getting close there, honey. $80 for one adult and one student, $110 for one adult and two or more students, and $120 for two adults, two students, and $140 for two adults and three or more students. So that would be for any home activity, all fall, winter, and spring. But just for the fall, there's going to be the black passes, $20 for a student, $35 for an adult, and $30 for a senior. Passes began on sale Monday, August 30th in the athletics office from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. with Miss Kay Hefner. And checks should be made payable to the Delone Catholic Athletic Association. I'm going to flip over now from the teacher and makeshift advancement person over to wannabe sports commentator with some of the out-of-town scores from the league especially. We have, I don't have the point in the game that we're at. We have, I know, and I'm facing the action. We have Dover at Central. Central's leading 34-0. I don't have any quarter or any time of the game in any of these. Also, Bermudian Springs and Fairfield are tied at 7 apiece. Susquehannock is at Susquehannock is at Gettysburg, and Gettysburg is leading 14-0. We have Hanover at York Tech at Hanover, and Hanover is leading 20-16. Also, we have Eastern at New Oxford. New Oxford's ahead 14-0. Also, we have Dallastown at Northeastern. Dallastown's leading 18-0. And Red Lion at Southwestern, and Southwestern is leading 21-7. A couple other. No, I think that's all we have for our league tonight. There were a couple postponements. York Catholic and Biglerville were postponed, as were Spring Grove and York. They were some of the bigger games in the league that we lost this week so far. With the guys coming back, if they're ready to go, we can hand it back to them and they can recap the first half for us.
Welcome back, everybody. 4 minutes before we go in the second half here. 14-13, Delone Catholic. A little bit of a weird game here, George. Delone had 3 possessions, 1 turnover, 2 touchdowns. Littlestown had 2 possessions, both pretty long drives, ending in a touchdown.
Yeah, 2 possessions for Littlestown. We're not going to count that last one. They got the ball back with less than a minute to go. 2 lengthy, time-consuming offensive drives by Littlestown, well executed, finding the end zone.
And even though one was only 30 yards, it took them 10 plays to get into the end zone. Finding
the end zone twice, and the difference in this game is one extra point that was missed. Delone overcame. It was good to see, in one respect, them to overcome some penalties and be able to keep that drive alive and score right before half. So we have a 14-13 game. Not many possessions.
No, and Delone overcame a turnover too, which led to a touchdown for Littlestown, and they still have the 14-13 lead. I was a little surprised, quite frankly, that Littlestown with 3 timeouts didn't take a shot or 2 down the field.
Well, there's 2 ways to play that, Tony. I always think that sometimes they try to run a play and see if they get anything out of it. Or sometimes they come out very aggressively, get the quarterback on the edge and try to make a play happen and maybe pick up 20 yards. And then they'll call another timeout and try to move it down, because we see that both teams do have pretty good field goal kickers. And
the Littlestown kid, the snap was bad.
Yes.
And that threw him off, and he missed it to the right. And quite frankly, I thought that, and even that pass that they threw there, Delone threw to their fullback out of the backfield, Landon Eckert. I thought they were just trying to really set up for a field goal. I thought Corey was going to maybe settle for 3, and then what a run by Eckert there to get into the end zone.
Well, great run by Eckert. Let's give credit to the Littlestown quarterback, Xavier Benner. He's getting on the corner and he's giving Delone fits. And he's putting the ball on the money. His receivers are going down, turning around, finding an open spot. Delone's got to address that containment. They got to keep him in the pocket. They got to find a way to put some pressure on him. You and I talked at halftime what Delone might do is maybe take that inside linebacker and bring him up and put some pressure on him.
Well, move him to the outside and bring him from the outside to keep, because they're getting most of their completions when they go slot and put their 2 backs to the same side. So they actually have 4 receivers to that side, and Eckert's getting out there on the wing, and they got to keep him in the pocket. But you got to give a lot of credit to the Littlestown receivers, because they're making themselves big, as they say. As a receivers coach, they're going down there, they're stamping their foot, they're turning around, saying, "Here I am,"
doing a real nice job,
and getting their hands up and catching the ball.
Yes, looks like Delone's winning the battle, tackle to tackle at the line of scrimmage and shutting down the running game. Littlestown's not getting a lot out of that, but they're keeping Delone honest. They keep coming back and hitting that middle.
Yeah, I mean, they're really not getting a lot out of the running game. How many times have we said on that last drive that Littlestown had 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and they kept converting with a pass or a penalty on Delone right there.
Well, in the York Catholic game, Tony, I alluded to the fact that they were 6 for 11 on 3rd down conversions. Again, I keep going back to that game. I was watching it. They shot themselves in the foot. They moved the ball well against York Catholic, and we know York Catholic is a nice club. So Delone's kicking off to Littlestown. We'll take a look at the field position. And this first drive's important. If you're Corey Zortman, the coach for Delone, you like to see nothing more than 3 and out, take the ball down, score, and go up by another touchdown.
Yeah, get them up where Littlestown has to go away from their running game, and they have to throw all the time. And
is here. We found your card, Mr.
that's what they want. That's what Coach Zortman wants. He wants the ball, and he's going to lay it on his defense here to stop Littlestown and get the ball. Hold them to no points and go down and get some points up for himself.
Tony, Braden Spillman's having a nice game for Delone. He's in inside linebacker position. Also, Sam Skovich is making himself big in the middle, okay, and clogging that middle up and playing well.
Yeah, we called Skovich's name quite a bit and Spillman's name also.
And Juan Stewart's come in and played some defense. He's done a nice job.
Actually, Coach Zortman looks like he's mixing a little bit of the line play, putting some other players in there tonight, trying to keep people fresh.
Yeah, you talked about that earlier in the game, how he can get players in and get players off the field to give them a blow. So important to keep those legs fresh.
Nice crowd here, and on a personal note, my granddaughter is going to be cheering this 3rd quarter. She's an 8th grader at St. Teresa's, one of the feeder schools, and since they didn't have a lot of chance to cheer, they're going to be given the 3rd quarter here. A lot of Delone alum listening to us across, as Bill says, every once in a while across the United States there's people listening to us. I know there's people in one of your buddies in Las Vegas, isn't he? Or Vegas listens. Brian Clonk over in California listens all the time. Bill Staub down in Houston, Texas.
Got a good friend in Alabama that's tuning in tonight. He wanted to hear the broadcast. So,
Squires will kick off here. There's a minute before we kick off. Let's see which way. It looks like Delone.
1 turnover in the first half.
1 turnover, Delone's turnover, and I don't think Littlestown's been flagged yet, to tell you the truth.
They haven't.
Delone has 4 penalties.
And you can see how critical it is in a game where you're not going to get the ball that many times. You can't afford to turn it over.
Please report to the press box, Delone side of the field.
Squires look like they're going to kick off towards the Moose here, or west. For people that are familiar with JT Flaherty Field, it runs east and west. Ish, I was told. What, like southeast and northwest? Bill has corrected me. It's like more like southeast and northwest.
And the winner of tonight's 50-50, Charles McMaster.
50-50 was won by McMaster. God, that's a Delone name.
Yeah. Tony, Nate Holt, number 20, and Curtis Shiflett, 23, have been the workhorses carrying the ball for the Littlestown offense. We'll see
they called a ball or two, too.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of role they play in the second half.
And they're key in getting Shiflett and getting their quarterback Benner outside. Because they've been having a lot of success with the twins on one side and both backs on the same side.
Well, here we go for the second half.
Say hello to my brother Booming. He's supposed to be watching. The kick is a high-end over-end kick again. Going to come down about the 8-yard line to Holt. Holt brings it up again. He's going to try to get across the field, but he's met this time at about the 20 and drugged down there. Going to mark it. What do they got there, George? About the 22?
About the 22-yard line.
Better coverage that time by Delone. Holt actually lost his shoe, I think.
Brought down by number 54, Dominic Giraffa.
Dom Giraffa on the tackle.
Good coverage by Delone's kickoff team, keeping him down inside their part of the field, and we'll see what Delone defense can dial up here and what they can do.
Let's see what Littlestown goes back to here. They had their quarterback Benner up under center last time. He's back in shotgun this time. Now this is a success they had. The backs to the same side as the wideouts. He's going to come out again. He got the corner. He's going to run it this time, and he's hit and dropped for about a yard gain. Better coverage that time by the Delone secondary. There was nobody open.
Tony, good coverage by Colton Keller from his outside linebacker position, picking up the back on the flat. But took that option away.
If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm still a little concerned about he got the corner. I mean, he only got a yard, but he still, if he had a man open, he had plenty of time to throw the ball. Coverage was good, but you're right, he did have the corner. Second down, 9 yards to go. This time the wideouts and the backs are to the right. Shotgun again. Give up the middle. A little bit of room this time, but it's closed quickly by Dylan Stahl.
Great tackle, Tony, coming from his inside position, getting his head across the ball carrier and making a good open field tackle.
I thought Shiflett had a little bit of room here, but Dylan Staub just closed it down.
He doesn't make that tackle, Tony. He's running for a long time.
Yeah, he has a lot of room in front of him. Third down and 9, and we said this before. Third and 9, another key down for Delone to stop and try to get this ball back. We haven't had a punt yet in this game.
Well, I look for the quarterback to roll out here. We'll see. That's what he does. Can Delone contain him and keep him in the pocket?
Well, this time they got double wideouts to both sides, single back. Now they go to trip receivers to the one side, back to throw. Shiflett under a little bit of pressure, throws over the middle, but that time Delone had a little bit of pressure on him from the side here. Drop back pass did not work, and Littlestown's going to have to punt it away.
Tony, Zion Herr ran a really good route, actually had his man beat. The pressure on the quarterback hurried that throw. If he hits him in stride, there's nobody in the middle of the field.
We didn't have a safety on the field there. We went man coverage.
He just missed it. He just missed him. Pressure on the quarterback was the key to that play.
Zimmerman and Keller back deep.
Well, if we can catch this ball, we can get good field position.
Delone jumps off sides, I think.
That's not his call. That's not his call. That has to be a lineman's call.
Well, what Littlestown sending a guy off the field. They had 11 guys. They had too many guys in the field.
It could be maybe he didn't have something with his equipment.
It was equipment piece. He sent him out. Yep.
Right.
Delone's going to go with single backs here. High snap. Kicks blocked. Partially blocked by Eckert, and it's out of bounds. I think Eckert got a piece of that.
I think he did too, Tony. He took a good angle, didn't go for the punter, and went to where the ball was coming off the foot. I think he got a piece. Delone's going to get good field position.
If he didn't get a piece of it, he sure affected where the guy kicked it, but it looked like he got a piece of it from us up here. Yeah. Delone's going to take over at the 43-yard line.
They're coming out of the huddle, Tony. They're ready to go. Official doesn't have the ball marked yet.
Double wing set. Across the motion goes Staub. He takes it on a sweep. Nothing there that time.
No, they're waiting on him. They were waiting on him.
Down he goes right at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Don't try to jet sweep that time.
Camden Rankin did a really good job from his position, shutting that play down.
Yeah, I'm not sure Dylan Staub had his foot under him either. He looked like he slipped a little bit trying to cut back up, but I'm not sure he would have went anywhere anyway. Two backs in the backfield this time. Behind the quarterback, very heavy to the right side. There's a sweep to Staub. He finds a little bit of room outside, but tries to cut it back in, and maybe he only gets 2 or 3. Thought he had a little bit more room there, but somebody again had his ankle. Give him 2 yards, 3rd and 8.
Caleb Smith, Tony, number 12. Did a real good job, made a good open field tackle there, hanging on to his ankle.
Dylan couldn't wrestle that ankle away.
He gets that ankle away, he could be running for a little while.
See if we go to some kind of a flat pass here on the right side.
This isn't where you want to be, 3rd and 8 with your Delone offense.
No, 3rd and 8's not a good down for the Squires. Shotgun formation.
Loaded heavy on this right side.
Yeah, bunch set over here. Comes Knoll. He looks like he's going to run it. Cuts up the middle, gets loose. Gets inside the 40, down to about the 37. Going to bring up a decision for coach. Actually, where do they mark him here? They're going to mark him at the 37-yard line.
Well, a bunch set, Tony, with a run all the way by the quarterback. Brings it down to about 4th and 4 at 3.
I think Coach Zortman's going to go for it here. There's really no use punting the ball here at the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
37, actually. They need to the 34. Let's call it a short 4. He's in shotgun again. Bunch set over to the left side. Going to throw. He's under a little bit of pressure. Looks down the field. He has his man out in the flat. Complete. Down the sideline inside the 20. Is that Keller who caught that? Is that 13? Believe it.
Well, good job by the offensive line and a real good job by Landon Eckert picking up the guy who got penetration, letting the quarterback get step up into the pocket, find his receiver, and deliver the ball right on the money.
Good throw to Colton Keller. Big gain for the Squires down inside about the 15, 14-yard line.
You can mark that down. It's a big 4th down conversion.
Give to Eckert up the middle. Finds a little bit of room, maybe a yard or two, until he's stopped there by a host of Littlestown guys. It's like 66 in there for Littlestown first, and that's Prodrick, Jeffrey Prodrick. Probably not saying that right. I apologize to his parents. Give him 3 yards on that 2nd down and 7.
Tayton Hicks comes in.
7-17. Squires up to the line of scrimmage. Motion across. That didn't go anywhere. Reverse to Dylan Staub, and it's going to lose a yard.
Tony, we saw that before. Camden Rankin, number 4, is just sitting there waiting to make that play.
Did what he was supposed to do.
Does a real good job keeping the guy on his inside shoulder, gets him to turn up and makes a good tackle. Really well played.
Third and 8 again for the Squires. And they're at about the 14-yard line, 13-yard line. From there, it'll be a 30-yard field goal if they have to settle for a field goal. Clock running, 6:30 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Split backs.
Back to throw. Noel has a man out there, throws it into the end zone. Oh, it's a little too hard. He had him open, but threw it too far. Actually, he had Tayton Nix in the corner of the end zone wide open, too.
Yeah, 2 men open. Just missed him.
Need to put a little more touch in that, but we're going to have a 30-yard field goal attempt here.
Yeah, he had time to set, Tony. He had pretty good protection back there. Just missed his mark.
Well, he needs a little more touch in that ball.
Yep.
Let's call it a 32-yard attempt. Ryder Knoll will do the holding. Justin Emig will try the field goal. He has enough leg from there if everything goes right. It's a good snap. The ball's down. The kick's up. It's a line drive. No good. A little bit to the left. He had enough leg on it, but missed the upright by a little bit to the left.
That was a big possession for Delone. You wanted to come away with points there. They couldn't do it.
Littlestown will take over in the 20-yard line with the score 14-13, 6:12 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Delone got the defensive stop they wanted. They got good field position. They could march down. We missed a wide open man on 3rd down, and we missed the field goal. Just didn't finish the drive.
Split backs behind the quarterback. Handoff. A little bit more room this time, maybe 3 yards before he's being drugged down there. Up to the 23, 2nd down and 7. That was Holt carrying the ball. Give him up to the 23-yard line, 2nd and 7. Yet Delone got what they wanted there, a stop, couldn't convert, and a bad punt, and still couldn't convert. Littlestowns have to be happy with what they did there. I formation again alongside of the quarterback, Benner. Benner takes it, hands up off the middle time. He squirts out. Ball might have been on the ground there for a minute, but Littlestown got it back up to about the 31-yard line. It's going to be a first down. That's probably their best running play of the night.
It was. And looks like that lead back is the power back to lead the interference and do the blocking, looking for that linebacker, trying to get a hat on him right away. Pretty effective play there.
Ball at the 31-yard line. 5 minutes exactly left here in the third quarter. Delone Squires up 1. Give to the back again. Finds a little bit more room. Gets maybe 5 yards, 4 yards before being brought down. Looks like Knowles in there to help out along with Keller. They're going to mark it right on the 35, so give him 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
And we just might see a steady diet of their running backs, Shiflett and Holt here, if they can continue to pick up yardage like that.
Yeah, and it's setting up play action, too. I mean,
right.
it's running the ball is going to do nothing but help Littlestown because it's going to take time off the clock, too.
For the Squire student section, let's get it going.
Handoff again. Nice tackle there by number 54.
Dominic.
Who do we got there? 54.
Dominic Giraffa.
Dom Giraffa drug him down for a yard gain. Brings up a big 3rd and 5. Juan Stewart into the game. And number 78 comes out.
Josh Kramer coming out of the game.
Dominic Giraffa.
Nice tackle by Giraffa that time.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of him. Just a sophomore. He looks like he's got a real nose for the ball. So now we have a 3rd and 5.
A lot of time in the huddle. It's like a little confusion out there. And there's going to be a timeout from Littlestown. That's not what Littlestown. They had like too many men in the backfield there.
Yeah, they weren't.
Coach didn't like that, and then we called a timeout with 3:20 left. Bill, do we got some out-of-town scores maybe? Not many changes from what we had before. Central 34, Dover nothing. Of course, that's us. Bermudian 14-7 over Fairfield. Fairfield's actually 14-7 over Bermudian right now. Susquehannock 14-0 over. Oh no, Gettysburg 14-0. Hanover leads Tech 20-16. Big 3rd down here. I would think they would need to make a decent effort here to try to get this. If it comes up 4th and 5, I think Coach Lippy might punt this ball away.
Yeah, I agree with that, Tony. I think it'd be interesting to see what he calls up here. I think he's going to put this play in the hands of his quarterback, try to make something on the edge.
Well, they're bringing the wide set to the right side here this time. Double slot, single back. Benner back to throw. Looks across the middle, throws it too hard. Oh, it's batted away. No flag. Great play by number 10, Knoll.
Brian Knoll with good coverage on that, Tony. And he threw that into a crowd.
He did. That ball could have been easily picked. It was up there in the air for a while after the tip. Looks like Littlestown's going to punt this away. 3:15 left. A little bit more pressure on the quarterback that time, too.
We're starting to get in his face and hurry that throw a little bit. That receiver didn't get the separation that they wanted.
Delone got a hand on it the last time. High snap, almost over the head. Nice play by the punter. He got the punt off, and its ball is going to hit and
just
roll.
Just get away from it now.
And that's not what Coach wanted. Got to catch that ball. Ball's going to be on the 22-yard line, so a nice play by the punter turns into about a 39-yard punt.
Punter did a really nice job with that.
Flag on the play.
We got a flag in the play up here around the 41-yard line, so I don't know what that's all about, but it was post-kick anyway, I would think.
I think so, too.
The sticks are staying there right now. Holding against Delone on the return.
holding against the Squires.
That's going to mark them 10 yards more back and put the ball at the 12-yard line. So
well, we talk about field position, Tony. Instead of having the ball at the 35, look where we have it now.
Yeah, we're back at the 12-yard line, or we're probably going to be. The ball's placed to 13, actually. First and 10. Delone gives up a lot of field position, but they got the ball back with 3:05 left here in the third quarter. Delone goes the wide set. Give to Eckert. Finds a little bit of hole. He breaks it up the middle. He's up to the 25, and he's going to be dropped right there at the 25-yard line. First down for the Squires.
Just a quick hitter up the middle, Tony, finding a seam and getting into that secondary.
And Coach Zortman spread it out a little bit there and then ran the trap. Big play for the Squires, gets him out of the hole a little bit up to about the 24. Double backs in the backfield. Quick pitch, a little bit of room out here. Down the sideline, he's up to the 40-yard line. That's Colton Keller. Are they going to mark him at the 37? See where they mark him out at.
That's another Squire first down.
Give him to the 39, maybe? Yes, 39-yard line.
He had Elijah Staub out in front of him running interference.
13-yard pickup there for Colton Keller on a quick pitch.
So 2 really good first down plays, picking up big yardage for Delone.
Well, they got the ball back where they should have had it to start with now. 2 backs in the backfield again. Give to Eckert. He's up over the 40, 45, 50, down to the 44-yard line of... That's a nice play.
Tony's
Littlestown down the 44-yard line. I thought the ref might have marked him out of bounds up here, but he didn't.
Tony planted that right foot and cut upfield and made a really good run. Got into the secondary. Didn't stretch it to the outside.
It's coming off the field here. I think Artem Riekert's going in now.
Yeah.
But
another first down.
Yeah, he got a little bit. He got shook up there a little bit. See, you have to make sure he comes back in the game here. Give to Riekert. He got 4 yards.
Yeah. Quick hitter there, Tony. Trying to keep the middle of that interior defense for Littlestown honest.
Eckert back in the game. Picked up 3, second down and 7. So 1:10 left here in the third quarter.
So they're not just blowing through the gaps.
No, that was a quick hitter, and it was a second string back. So nice drive here by Delone. Let's see if they can keep it going.
1 minute to go in the third quarter.
Double wing. Inside counter, still installed, almost trips, keeps his balance, gets the first down. And if he don't trip, he goes a long way.
Effective counter, Tony. We had those Littlestown linebackers coming this way. The counter comes back the other way, and there was room there to run.
40 seconds left here, and a ball on the 32-yard line. And that's the second time Dylan went left that he lost a little bit of his footing there.
Right now, that Littlestown defense is on its heels.
Good play calling here by the Squires. As it gives to Dylan Staub, he's got a couple yards, maybe not. Tough to tell when they go away from us what's going on down in that field there. We don't have spotters. Going to give him a yard or not? Anyway, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. No scoring in that quarter, 14-13. Delone has the ball on the 32-yard line where it's going to be second down and 10 until we start the fourth quarter.
Third quarter with your score, Delone Catholic 14, Littlestown 13. The fourth quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by Farmers Insurance Agents.
And there's my granddaughter up in the...
Contact him and his team to help with all your needs for commercial,
that's her standing there.
Auto, umbrella, life insurance, and much more. Thanks to them for their continued support of Delone Catholic Athletics.
Well, Littlestown had 2 possessions that quarter. The Delone defense kept them bottled up pretty well. Okay.
Yeah, the tenor of the game really hasn't changed. There wasn't a lot of possessions in that quarter either.
No.
It's just that the Delone defense stopped Littlestown twice, and now Delone has a decent drive going here. And the second time are ready to go into the red zone. Squires take over here. 32-yard line as the fourth quarter starts. Second down, 10. Motion across the backfield. Give up the middle to Eckert. Finds a little bit of room. Got the first down. He's free at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Eckert. 32-yard run. Another nice run by Landon Eckert.
Tony breaks through the line. It's a sprint to the corner, and he wins it on a really strong run.
Well, it was great blocking at the line of scrimmage, and he did the rest. Got to the second wave, and he did the rest. Broke it over here to the left side, and as George said, raced to the corner and beat everybody to it. 20-13 now. And Justin, this is a very important extra point. To get ahead by 8, so a touchdown and 2-point conversion can only tie you. Emig will try to put it up by 8. The snap's good. The ball's down. The kick's up. It looks good.
Wow.
It is good. 21. That might have been on the roof.
That might have gone on the roof.
Squires got an 8-point lead with 11:50 left here.
Well, we saw the best of Delone's running game on that drive, Tony.
Yeah.
We handed the game over to the offensive line on that drive. They did a good job. The backs hit the holes and ran hard.
88-yard drive there in about 7 plays. That's pretty efficient. They ran the ball well, and the thing about it is every one of them backs had a touch.
Yes, they did. Good play calling by the Delone staff.
I thought it was excellent play calling that drive.
I really thought they had Littlestown's defense on its heels.
Some misdirection thrown in there, some sweeps thrown in there.
Some quick hitters to keep the middle honest. A nice mix. Well, now we go back to Littlestown. Now it's their turn.
Emmy will kick off here from the 40. He's now kicking from the northwest to the southeast.
Can't say enough about the offensive line on that last drive, Tony. They did a
nice job.
Real nice job.
Hemming approaches the ball. High end over end kick's going to come down again about the 5-yard line.
Got him in the corner where they want him.
They got him in there. Oh, it's a clip in the back, and they didn't call the clip. Up about the 30-yard line, but there was an obvious clip in the back there, and they didn't get it. And Coach Delone coaching staff's furious. I mean, we saw it from up here. It was pretty obvious. We saw it, but no call. Littlestown will take over in the 30-yard line. And let's see what Coach Lippy dials up now. They got 70 yards to go with 11:43 left. And I'm not sure Littlestown has got a flag yet.
I don't believe they have. They played a really
clean game. Double backs, slot. No tight end in the game here for Littlestown. Back to throw, looking, throws it, tries to get it deep. And we got interference against Delone. Going to call interference, but I think the ball was called. Zion Herr made the catch. It was interference against Delone, but that's going to be declined because of the bigger penalty, the bigger gain there. Heck of a throw by the quarterback that time.
Tony, I don't believe they're going to call it a catch. They're calling interference.
Penalty decline, yeah, that was a catch. They're marking the ball up here where he caught the ball at the 48-yard line of Delone. Nice throw by the quarterback. He was under a little bit of duress, but laid it right in there.
There's no question, Tony, that was his read. That was his read. He was putting it up and good at his man. He wanted his man to make a play, and he did. A great catch.
That was Zion Herr, we were told, that made that catch.
That was a well-thrown ball by Xavier Benner.
There's a handoff up the middle. A little bit more yardage this time, giving 5, and that was
good.
Shiflett for 5.
Good first down gain there, Tony. Picked up 5.
Juan Stewart going back in the game. Kramer coming out. Josh Kramer. Second down, 5 yards to go. Ooh. Big loss that time as Juan that was Stewart, wasn't it? Stewart in there and hit him in the backfield.
Great penetration up the middle, Tony, and he laid one on the ball carrier.
3rd down and 8.
A 3-yard loss.
That was Holt carrying the ball, and he got met in the backfield.
Juan Stewart seeing more and more playing time on that defensive line, and he's making an impact.
As the year goes on, there's more depth being
developed.
Developed. Yeah.
So
big play here for the Squires. 10 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. 3rd down 8. Motion across.
Delone's got some penetration.
Long pass. Got a man down there, but too far. Quarterback, after he threw the ball, the quarterback, Benner, told the receiver, keep running your pattern. Yeah. Looked like he broke it off towards the sideline. Let's see what Coach Lippy does here. It's 4th and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Well, I think you got to go field position, Tony. You got 9:56 left. I look for him to punt this ball.
Well, it looks like he is going to punt it, but I'd be watching for a fake. And Delone is only putting one man back.
And there's nothing wrong with the fair catch.
No.
Just fair catch it.
Snaps have been bad the last 2 punts. Over his head again. Bad punt. Just get away from it, Delone now. Get away from it. And they do, and it's going to be down at the 27-yard line where Delone will take over. So Delone's in good position here if they can put some kind of a drive together and get some kind of points out of this drive.
Well, we had a really good execution by the offensive line last drive. Let's see what we can do here.
Well, I don't think you're going to see anything different. I think you're going to...
Yep.
I mean, if he runs it out and gets a 1st down or 2, he'll punt it away if he don't get over the 50-yard line, I would guess. Delone's in the same 2-back set that they had success with earlier. Keller gets a little bit of room on the outside. He's free down the sideline over the 50. Going to be knocked down right at the 50-yard line.
Tony, right now, Delone looks a little bit fresher than Littlestown, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 23-yard run, and it ran away from us, so we really couldn't see the key blocks. But there had to be get him scooted outside like that, and then Keller did the rest. And again, Delone doesn't have a featured back here. Everybody's getting the ball.
Colton Keller, Landon Eckert, Brandon Spillman, Dylan Staub.
1st down, Squires at the 50-yard line.
1st down for the Squires. Same play. Keller again. Keller has 8 more.
Well, they found something on that right side, Tony. Looks like they're going to ride it.
2nd down and 2. Delone's still playing tempo. They're not slowing it down. Again, 2-back. They found the 2-back set here. My guess is the fullback this time, but we'll see. Give to Eckert. He has the 1st down, but he's going to be stopped. But he does have the 1st down.
The 1st down.
39-yard line. The clock will keep running here after they set the chains. 9 minutes left in the game. Delone up 8.
Well, this is what you want to do. This is ideally what you want to do with your offensive line, taking control of the game and picking up 1st downs.
Yeah, and move that ball down the field a little bit further. Even if they don't get points, make Littlestown's, make them go a long way.
Trent Draffer brings him out, Tony. He's the center.
Double wing for the Squires. Motion across.
Got the counter coming back inside.
This time it only gets maybe 3, if that. Dylan Staub, let's give him 2 on that. 2nd down and 8.
Nate Holt from his inside linebacker position did a good job to shut that play down. Looked like there was going to be something there.
Going to be under 8 minutes by the time this next play's run.
Gage Zimmerman, 19, bringing the play in. Little confusion on Delone's.
Plenty of time, plenty of time.
There we go.
Keller again. He gets up to about the 35, though he's stopped. Going to bring up a 3rd down and let's say 6.
Lane Barker, Tony, did a good job. That was a good open field tackle from his defensive line position.
Now, if they don't get it here, do you punt or just go for it? I'd say they're in 4-down territory if they make any yardage.
Let's see what we pick up here.
Going to be under 7:15, the clock running. Delone has an 8-point lead.
Like to see him get at least 4 yards.
Motion across with Keller. They give it to Keller again.
There's that right side
Got
again.
the first down. He's down the sideline. He's got the first down. Let's see where he goes. Where they mark it over there, it's away from us. About the 21, maybe.
Well, what do they say, Tony? I'm going to keep running it till you show me.
Stop it, yeah.
Till you show me you can stop it.
And they mark it actually at the 22, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Squires.
Another set of downs. Now do you start to slow it down a little bit, Tony?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
But tempo seems to be getting Littlestown off, so maybe they don't want to.
Yep.
But I think they're down now where they're not, it's 4-down territory, and they're just going to go for it now. Give the Eckert nice move up the middle.
Cut it up inside, Tony. Got
Give him 4 yards there. That's a nice gain because it didn't look like anything was happening. Yeah, I'll give him 4, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, good cut. Good cut up the middle.
Clock running.
Show me you can get 4 before you can get 14, right?
Yeah. You got it. You got to get 4 before you get 14.
Don't keep stretching it out. Hit
and
the
now
hole.
it looks like Coach is starting to take a little time, play a little clock here.
Yep.
Under 6 minutes, 5:55 left. Delone up 8. Delone has Biggerville next week, then homecoming 2 weeks later against Bermudian Springs.
2-back set.
Delone very heavy to the right side with the Army set. Give back to Eckert this side. He breaks a tackle. He's at the 10. Inside the 10 and he's out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him. Going to be 1st and goal, I think. Did he get the first? See where they mark it here.
He did.
Going to be 1st and 10 because I think it's actually the nose of the ball is on the 10-yard line, so I guess it's 1st and goal.
Yeah. Tony, good job with his quick feet, shuffling his feet, planting his feet, keeping in bounds, picking up critical yards.
Yeah, they had his ankle that time, and he managed to shake it free and get down the left side here. Oh, nice counter, but that's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a yard for Dylan Staub.
Tony, Nate Holt did a good job of filling that hole. You and I both thought there was going to be something there, and he came up and he stuffed it.
Yeah, he only gained a yard on that. Now you really got to start thinking about taking some time off the clock here. Going to be inside 5 minutes before this next play's run. And Delone's well within field goal range.
That they are.
Heavy again to the right side. Motion across to the left. Give to Eckert. Waited too long that time. Waited too long and got hammered.
Tony, you saw what the hesitation did. Bryce Redding comes from his defensive end position.
Flag in the field.
Flag on the play.
And makes that play.
Flag down. Let's see what the call is. Going over the Littlestown sideline. It's against Delone. Holding against Delone.
Holding against the Squires.
Tony,
looks like Littlestown's going to take the penalty and give the down back to Delone.
Yep. They'll mark off 10.
Mark off 10 back to the 21, 22-yard line.
We saw that hesitation by our back, and Bryce Redding comes from the other side of the field from his defensive end tackle position and runs our ball carrier down. Good play on his part.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have took that penalty, but it's going to give Delone another down, plus it's going to run some more time off the clock.
Second goal at the 17-yard line.
Second down goal, 17-yard line. Clock running, 4:30. Shotgun formation. Keller gets a little bit of a hole. He's free at the 5. Knocked down at the 4-yard line.
Keller up the middle for the Squires.
Now coach is going to have a decision if we don't get in here in third down. On fourth down, does he kick the field goal or does he go for the touchdown?
Littlestown had a man right in the hole, and he gave him a hip, took it away, and got into the secondary.
Well, another thing, that's the first time we ran that play out of the shotgun.
Yep.
So Coach Dortmund with a great call there. Looks like number 33's in there for the Squires right now.
Tony, I think if you're Delone, you're thinking 2 plays. Don't get fancy here. Put it on your offensive line. 2 plays to pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, the clock running 3:45. I think Delone might use a timeout here. They do. With 3:37, Delone uses a timeout. They want to get this right.
Yep. Get your right offensive set. Get your right play. No penalties. You got 2 plays to pick up 3 yards and put this game.
Well, even a field goal might put it out of reach, so I don't know if Coach will kick it or not if he doesn't get it here. 3:37 and a very quickly played game. Not a lot of possessions, like you said. Littlestown has played a clean game. No turnovers and no penalties.
No penalties.
Squires had their 5th penalty of the game with that. Actually, the 6th penalty of the game with that holding call.
Well, this crowd saw a good game tonight, Tony.
Yeah, and nobody has left. Nice crowd here. The home side is packed. The Littlestown side's 3/4 full, and a lot of people ringing the field here. Good to see this again, isn't it, Bill? Good to see this again.
I did get a prediction from Screecher before. Hanover 27, Yorktown 16. 28-14. New Oxford 21, Eastern 0. Dallastown 39, Northeastern 3.
Squires are up to the line, but Littlestown's not there yet.
No.
Here comes Littlestown. Delone has to wait for the ref to blow it in.
Split backs.
Give to Keller. Spins up. He's not going to get in there, I don't think, unless he reached the ball over, it looked like. And they're going to mark him just short.
Well, take a look at who was there, Tony. Number 59, Bryce Redding, made that play.
And we're going to kick the field goal.
4th and goal at the 1-yard line.
Well, if you hit this, it's a 2-possession game with under 3 minutes.
People are upset about it, but I don't know. You know, they only got a yard to go. And if I'd be Littlestown, I'd be calling a timeout here to try to save some of this time.
Yeah. But it looks like it's less than half a yard.
Field goal was less than an extra point here. The snap's good. The kick is up. It looks good. And it is good. 24-13, Delone.
Now it's a 2-possession game.
It's a 2-possession game. Delone did what they had to do there. They got points out of that drive, plus they took like 7 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line. Good mix of calls. Hard running by the backs. Hanging on to the ball. And I agree completely with the call. You kick that field goal, it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah,
we have a senior kicker.
Yeah, the ball was, and it's
you
an
put it
extra
in his
point.
hands. You just put it in his hands. But this game isn't over. It's 2:46 to go.
Although, if I'm in Littlestown, I was going to call the timeout before that to save some of the time.
Yes, I agree. But we saw Xavier Benner, the quarterback, be able to put the ball up, get it deep.
Well, Delone, first of all, has to cover this kick. There's been there's been some hiccups on the kick coverage tonight a couple times.
Yeah, actually, the kicker's done a nice job of putting it deep into the corner to give the kickoff team its best position.
And Zion Hurd is only a sophomore. He's done a nice job getting it out of there a couple times.
Has.
See if he has him kick it deep or if he plays it on the ground here. Approaches the ball, and he nails it. It's a long end-over-end kick coming down to Hurd about the 5. Brings it up to the 5, cuts it back in the middle of the field. Almost fumbled the ball there. Down to about the 27-yard line, and that ate up 7 seconds. Nice kick by Emig. And Littlestown really can't afford to run the ball too many times. They're going to have to put it in the air. They're down 2 scores.
Mm-hmm. Calb Unger and Austin Grams are your split ends.
And we got, let's see. I think Littlestown's missing a man. They are. They only had 10 men in the field.
Yeah.
Double slot. Back to throw. Quick out. Drop. And he had it set up there for a little bit. Number 18.
Yeah, it would have been a first down for sure.
Little bubble screen there.
Well, that's just taking your eyes off the ball and looking at the defender and not bringing the ball in first.
Well, I think the pass was thrown a little bit above the line of scrimmage, too. For that to work, it has to be back because we had blockers down the field there.
Yeah, I wonder if
not sure the refs saw that.
I was going to say, I wonder if the official would have called that.
Because that ball was thrown about 3 yards above the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Same set, 2:36 left. Back to throw. Has a man downfield. Incomplete. That was the one that hit big the last time, and they tried it again. Not there.
Yeah, he ran in and out, Tony. It was in and out, trying to catch him on the fly.
Third down, 10, 2:31 left. Littlestown comes out with a double slot again, single back with Benner back there. Rolls out. Dylan Stahl this time was on him. I don't know if he caught it or he dropped it. I'm not sure. He dropped it over there in the sideline. That's far away. Dylan Stahl actually was a spy that time.
He was. Yeah. Looked like a pretty good throw, Tony. Looked like a pretty good throw.
Yeah, probably should have been caught for the first down.
Well, no options here.
No, they have to go for it if they want to see if Delone does anything different with their defense, because something like the same play is going to happen. He's going to hook up here.
Yeah. You know, if I'm Littlestown, I might come back and call that same play because it looked like it was there. Or maybe
2:25 left.
Maybe the back out of the backfield here.
Better rush this time. Ball's picked off by Keller. Keller's going to be drugged down about the 16-yard line, and that was the outside rush that kept.
Well, Dominic Giraffa was in there too, putting pressure on the quarterback, and that was the key. We talked at halftime. Delone had to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback when he got to the edge, and they were able to do it there.
Got a guy down here for Littlestown. Do we got a penalty out there? Officials timeout. Delone's going to take over at the 17-yard line.
That's the quarterback. He looks like he's up. He looks like he's okay. He's limping a little bit, but he's walking off.
Yeah, and after the throw, I didn't really see what happened to him. I don't know if he took a block or... So the Squires will take over. Littlestown has 2 timeouts left. 24-13. Squires hoping to get their first win on the field tonight.
Well, the defense came out in the second half and did what they had to do, Tony. They found a way to get some pressure on the quarterback, get some stops, get the ball back, put the game in the lap of the offensive line, who did a real good job, and Delone executed their offense with, I thought, was some of the best play calling we saw this year.
Yeah. Give Deckert. Spins out of a tackle again.
He's running hard, Tony.
Give him down to the 10-yard line.
They got to knock him down. He's not going down.
No, that was a great spin out.
He's not going down on first contact. We got a flag down.
Yeah, I think we had something there at the line of scrimmage. I don't know what was going on. Let's see what they call. Got a discussion out there, so I don't know what the discussion is. The 3 reps are out there deciding what's going to happen. I have no idea what was just called. Delone has the ball at the 7, and there's going to be a penalty against them for something. bringing the ball the whole way out to the 22-yard line. So it's a 15-yard penalty for something.
We didn't get a signal what the call was.
The only thing it could have been was a personal foul, but
which would have been a dead ball foul, maybe?
Well, it's still first down, so yeah, I have no idea. No idea what that call was all about. Counter to Staub, nothing there.
Yeah, they're shooting their linebackers. Everybody was coming up the middle of that time.
Well, the thing about it is they marked it from the 7-yard line to where Eckert carried the ball. So if it was a dead ball foul, that should have been second down there, so it should be third down now.
Fumble, Littlestown ball.
And now they say it was a fumble, and Littlestown got the ball back with 1:56 left. And I saw no signal for a fumble. Did anybody else up here?
Well, he went into quite a crowd. I couldn't see what happened at the bottom of that pile.
Littlestown at the 23-yard.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on right now. The penalty should have been, if it was a dead ball foul, it should have been second down.
Xavier Benner's back out, Tony. He was shaken up, but he's back out there.
He's a tough kid. 1:56 left in the game. Benner back to throw, under a little bit of pressure, throws out in the flat. Ball's picked. Oh, no, it's not. Peyton Hicks had it and dropped it.
Well, he was in great position for the interception. Just couldn't hang on to it.
Squires are getting a little more pressure on the quarterback now.
You're right, Tony. That's the key. They're getting pressure on the quarterback, which they didn't do in the first half.
2nd and 10, Littlestown.
2nd and 10.
Skobix, Dominic Giraffa out there on the defensive line.
Juan Stewart's out there. Alex Timmons is out there also.
Yes, and they're getting pressure. Those four are getting pressure.
Double wide out. Slots both sides. Going to throw the fade.
Got a good arc on it.
Incomplete, no flag.
Pretty good throw, Tony.
Yeah, that was a give and go, a hook and go.
Gave his receiver an opportunity to catch it. Got some air under that ball.
1:45. The game's starting to drag a little bit here. 3rd down and 10. Still would like to know what that personal foul was and why they marked it from the 7 if the down didn't count. Double slot, single back. Benner back there.
Bringing pressure off the corner.
Throw out way high. Benner knocked down again. Going to bring up a 4th and 10.
Colton Keller, outside linebacker, coming on a blitz there, Tony.
Yeah,
he didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, but you know what? I thought Littlestown had a lot of success in the first half rolling Benner, and now they seem to be dropping back and not rolling him out as much.
Yeah.
Last down here, 4th down. 1:42, the clock says. Still 2 timeouts for both teams. Littlestown needs to get 10 yards here to keep this drive going. They've been living with this double slot set. Back to throw, looks so down the field deep. Overthrown. Tried to get it down to Caleb Smith, a sophomore, 5'10", 158, overthrown. Delone's going to take over again. So after the fumble, which was the 2nd turnover for the Squires tonight, plus 6 penalties, they still have an 11-point lead.
Tony, I want to highlight 2 defenders for Littlestown that I thought played a really good game. I thought Shiflett played real well from his inside linebacker position, number 23, and Bryce Redding was a force on the defensive line.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. Blown back up to the line of scrimmage. Noel's going to take a knee and see if Littlestown calls a timeout here. And I think that's the way to go here.
Well, we saw Littlestown offense very effective in the first half. Again, I don't know that they had any penalties at all.
I don't remember any penalties for them.
They were very effective rolling out the first half. It looked like Delone found a way to get pressure on the quarterback in the second half. That was one of the keys. Delone's offensive line took over in the third and fourth quarters. Delone showing a solid mix of some good running counter plays. The backs running hard.
I think this is a very classy move by Coach Zortman and Coach Lippy just to get on the knee here and get out of here without anybody getting hurt.
Yep, I agree.
They're shaking hands. I think that's going to be the last play. Final score is going to be Delone 24, Littlestown 13. Littlestown's going to go to 0-5. Delone will go to 2-3. One of those wins being a forfeit win against York Tech. Delone plays Biggerville next Friday night up at Biggerville. Returns here in 2 weeks when they play Bermudian Springs in the homecoming contest.
And like we said, Tony, Delone still has their goals in front of them.
Yeah, everything's there that they wanted from the start, and they played well tonight. Littlestown was a game team.
Game team, good effort.
That's it. That's going to be all from Shepherd and Marist. Look at that. JT Flaherty Field here at Delone Catholic High School. Sorry, Pat. JT Flaherty Field. Delone's going to win this game 24-13. George, any final thoughts?
Well, I was impressed with Delone's offensive line in the second half. They also found a way that they made some adjustments at halftime. They found a way to put some pressure on the quarterback. I thought those were the real keys.
Yeah. Bill, anything else? Danny, thank you as always. Who's that back there? And Bill, we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Delone plays Bermudian Springs for their homecoming. For Danny, Bill, George, I'm Tony Weaver. Good night, everyone.